And guys, just simply put, if the law requires you to be guilty beyond reasonable doubt, then he shouldn't be in jail. I mean, there's so many things. Well, number one, all of them were drunk. That's number one. Number two, Tory's DNA couldn't be found on the gun. It was a mix of a bunch of DNA, so they couldn't come to a definitive conclusion that it was Tory that held the gun or that he was the only person that held the gun. They couldn't even figure out if he was the person that really shot the gun. So if we're going off the US laws, which is you have to be guilty beyond reasonable doubt, why is he in jail? What is up, my people? It's your boy XS. Today we are reacting to more bad news for Megan Thee Stallion. Just a quick summary for you guys to understand what's going on. A couple days ago, Tory got stabbed 14 times in jail. He's alive still. I think he was under critical condition. I don't know if he's still in critical condition, but he was at the time. And there are speculations that he's about to leave, or about to, leave jail, because there's a lot of incongruences with his case. Number one being that, the DNA on the gun that apparently shot Megan Thee Stallion on the foot, it didn't have Tory's DNA, or his DNA was, his DNA couldn't be found. I forgot the legal term that was used, but his DNA couldn't be found. So it didn't say his DNA wasn't there, but I couldn't find it either. So, and also apparently the driver came out to say, or the security guard came out to say that he saw Kelsey, which was Megan's friend, shoot Megan. So the bodyguard said that he saw Kelsey shoot Megan and not Tory. So anyway, there's a lot of, and right now there's actually a voting system going on, or a petition, sorry, that's going on, that people are voting for Tory to come out. Last time I checked, there was like 200,000 votes that want Tory to get out of jail. So there is a very big possibility that he might come out eventually. And yeah, let's see. Anyway, enough talking. Let's watch the video. Shout out to Flakko, by the way.
Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion drama is Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion drama is heating up. And as the day goes by, it keeps looking worse for Megan Thee Stallion. In the last week and a half, Tory Lanez has received more momentum in overturning his case than he probably has had in the last year and a half since he's been convicted. And Megan Thee Stallion is panicking after the week that Tory Lanez have had. I'm not here to tell you who's guilty and who's innocent or to retry this case. I'm just here to break down what has taken place over the last week and a half. Megan took to her TikTok today to beg Tory Lanez to leave her alone. On TikTok, she would write, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him/y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in your face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay." This is Megan's direct response to Tory Lanez.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think Tory shot Megan, or do you guys think that, it's some BS and Tory didn't shoot Megan, it was someone else, or, it's just a messy situation? What do you guys think?
Conference where they would reveal that Megan's best friend Kelsey, who was in the vehicle with Tory Lanez, who was having an argument with Megan Thee Stallion in the vehicle that night after learning that Megan Thee Stallion was sleeping with Tory Lanez behind her back, even though her and Tory Lanez were in a relationship. The bodyguard of that best friend would testify that Kelsey admitted to her husband that she was the one who shot Megan and it wasn't Tory.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though, whether Tory gets out or not, hey bro, all I gotta say is Tory was a messy nigga, bro. He was messing with Megan, Kelsey, and apparently at the party, which all this happened, he was trying to get at Kylie at the same time. Like, hey, that nigga was on timing. He said, yeah, hey, I want you, you too. Oh, my fault, you too. Tory, my nigga.
No DNA,
after respect,
no fingerprints, missing bullet fragments. Despite those concerns, rapper Tory Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, was convicted in connection to the 2020 shooting of fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion in the Hollywood Hills, which left her with injuries to her feet. Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years, a full decade behind bars. To this day, Mr. Peterson, Tory Lanez, maintains his innocence, insisting he never fired the gun. Now, new evidence and claims are surfacing, including from a witness whose account contradicts key parts of Megan Thee Stallion's version of events that night and appears to support Tory Lanez's defense.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun.
The bodyguard's testimony as it stands to me is a non-factor, not because I don't think it's credible, but I don't think it sways the opinion of either side. If you don't believe that Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez, then this just reinforces it. If you believe Megan Thee Stallion was shot by Tory Lanez, this isn't going to sway your opinion, right? A bodyguard who used to drive for Kelsey saying he overheard Kelsey say this is not going to change your opinion of this. You already have your mind made up. However,
but the bodyguard's opinion is still to an extent credible because he was one of the few people that night that wasn't drunk or that wasn't tipsy, because all of them were drunk or tipsy. Megan was drunk, Kelsey was drunk. I'm not sure if Tory was drunk, but he definitely drank alcohol that night. So everybody was under the influence to an extent. So the bodyguard's opinion should matter to an extent.
I believe the bodyguard's statement and testimony combined with the other aggravating factors, now it means something. Now you guys may have enough to go back in front of a judge and present this for an appeal. Maybe have a sentence cut down, maybe have a sentence suspended to have him get out. The bodyguard statement was crazy. At least enough to have U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina think that Tory Lanez is innocent. It was able to sway her, and now she's an advocate for Tory Lanez. Now, this to me is the game changer, and this is why Megan Thee Stallion and Roc Nation is currently panicking. Because Tory Lanez and his attorneys putting out press conferences, talking to the media, they've been doing this for years, bro. All right, Roc Nation and Megan Thee Stallion ain't worried about Tory Lanez and his team breathing hot air for hours and having press conferences declaring his innocence. But they are concerned that an actual politician, a U.S. Congresswoman, is now taking interest in this case and is now advocating for Tory Lanez to get released. So we're gonna discuss that later. So when we read the rest of Megan Thee Stallion's statement towards Tory Lanez, and you hear her panicking and you hear like the franticness within her statement, understand this is because a U.S. Congresswoman is now taking up the fight for Tory Lanez. I do think Megan Thee Stallion did make a good point, and if you're not biased, you can probably give Megan Thee Stallion some credit for making a good point. 1 minute y'all said, yo, I stepped on glass, I wasn't shot. Next minute y'all claiming a bodyguard overheard Kelsey saying she shot me. Now I was shot, but Tory didn't do it and Kelsey did it. So at some point, I do believe though that the people who say Megan Thee Stallion was not shot by Tory Lanez, the mind has to be made up. It has to be either she stepped on glass, she was never shot, she lied, or
I kind of want to read
her.
what she wrote. So at what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is a check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute, y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but I wasn't. But it wasn't him? Oh, okay. I'm sick of this. Leave me alone. He ain't that girl. He ain't that girl on that stand and deny he shot me, and that was his choice because he knows he did that. I don't give about a blog or a bot. Why in the would me Megan Thee Stallion have to lie on this about shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new evidence. Y'all been saying the same for years. Tory, please leave me alone. You a demon. I'm off this silly ass internet. Bye. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Megan, every time she speaks on this, it just makes people lose more sympathy for her. Because I didn't see Tory say anything publicly towards Megan Thee Stallion. So I don't even know what she's talking about, saying, oh, Tory, stop talking on me or stop talking about me. Like, it just looks bad. It looks bad. And I saw the press saying that, you know, they're going to try to, you know, get Tory out of jail. And even the father came out and said that he doesn't have any hate towards Megan. He even said that they pray for Megan, or they include Megan on their prayers. Now, I don't know to what extent that is true, if it's true at all. But publicly, it just looks better. But when you come out, I'm talking about Megan now. When you come out and call Tory a demon, and the fact that he's been stabbed 14 times this week, and you're calling him a demon, it's just the timing isn't right. And it's making people lose sympathy for you. the people that didn't already want to believe in you are just gonna not believe you even more, which, you know, to each his own. Everyone is gonna have their own opinions, right? But it's just the people that did believe you, it's kind of making them look a little bit shaky. It's like, yo, all right, if she says, hey, but I mean, at least I respect the fact that she's standing on, you know, what she's saying. Now, does it mean that it's true? Nah, not necessarily. She could still be lying, bro. We've seen a lot of celebrities that they'll stand on something and then later on we find out it's still fake. They still lied. It's all to protect their image, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't think this statement was one. I don't think it was right, and the timing was definitely terrible. The timing that she chose to make this statement was terrible. But anyway, let's continue.
I'm not discrediting either theory. I'm just saying it can't be both. You can't present with both and pick whatever theory works best that day. You kind of have to commit to either or. Either she was shot or she stepped on glass. And if she stepped on glass, then the theory of the bodyguard coming forward and claiming that he overheard Kelsey saying he shot her, that theory would mean nothing because she was never shot, right? So Megan Thee Stallion, like, continued. She says, 1 minute y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in your face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Okay, I'm sick of this ish. Leave me the F alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that ish. I don't give a F about a blog or a bot. Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about shooting me? See, she says that now, and she kind of says it in a condescending tone as if like she's bigger than Tory Lanez and she's bigger than life. And no, but at the time, Megan Thee Stallion was significantly less popular than Tory Lanez, significantly less clouded up, less accomplished than Tory Lanez. So don't say, bro, like, why would I need to clout chase off Tory Lanez for it? Nah, at the time, it was plausible.
What time?
She would continue.
Wait, no, hold on, Flakko, hold on. What time are you talking about? Are you talking about when this incident happened? Because if you are, then I don't agree. I don't agree. I think when the shooting incident happened, or the alleged shooting happened, Megan was already like, I'd say A-list celebrity for sure. So yeah, I don't know what timing he's talking about exactly, because I know Tory has been out for a way longer period than Megan. Like, Tory has been doing this thing for a long time. But anyway.
She will say, again, how y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same ish for years. Tory, please leave me alone. She capitalized, please leave me alone. You a effing demon. I'm off this silly internet ish. Bye. If you're a non-biased, you could also point at Megan Thee Stallion, even if you are a supporter of Megan Thee Stallion, and say her asking Tory Lanez to leave her alone is now hypocritical. Because if you guys remember, in December of 2024, when nobody was talking about this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation, everybody had moved on. Nobody was really, like, there was no major updates, no new updates, no blogs really posting about it. Megan and Tory was not in the news headlines, and Megan brought them back in the news headlines because Megan Thee Stallion decided to file a restraining order against a man in Tory Lanez who was in jail at the time. Now, get this, okay? Megan Thee Stallion filed this restraining order the very same week she had a single dropping. So a lot of people was accusing Megan Thee Stallion of using this Tory Lanez situation to promote her single, right? Because Megan Thee Stallion also stated in the past before this that she was done speaking about it and done dealing with the situation. So filing a restraining order against a man who's in jail for 10 years was kind of crazy. It was kind of overkill as well. So,
and this only helps to make people dislike her even more. My nigga, the nigga is already in jail and you're putting a restraining order in him? Bro, what is he what is he gonna do? He's already in jail. He can't leave jail. How are you putting a restraining order in someone? It's like, yo, imagine you live in America. You're putting a restraining order on a nigga that lives in Nigeria. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Anyway.
You can't say leave me alone, but then on the other hand, you brought it back to the media. You brought it back to attention. You had your lawyer send in like the blog pages, you know, and the restraining order to multiple blogs to post about it. So again, bro, you can't have it both ways, bro. Either you want to use the situation to promote singles or you don't. So U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina would take to Twitter to write that we have compelling evidence proving Tory Lanez's innocence and it will be released within the next 36 hours. Those who rush to call for his incarceration, or worse yet, push false evidence, should prepare to be held accountable. This is scary coming from a congresswoman, bro. Coming from a politician is a different ball game, homie.
Especially a female politician. Like, we have to take into account, because Tory has we have to be honest, because she's a female and a congresswoman, it helps the public perspective of Tory's side of the story. It does, because, you know, if it was a male, of course, if it was a congressman, it would still be, you know, valid. Like, that's a higher up. That's, you know, someone that has a very important role. But the fact that she's a female woman in that role, it gives even more of a good look. Does that make sense?
When she not only says, hey, bro, we got compelling evidence that Tory Lanez is going to be free soon, because this evidence should free him, but also the people responsible for pushing false evidence and putting Tory in jail should be ready to be held accountable. That's scary. I can see why Megan Thee Stallion is panicking, homie. Now, she would also call on Governor Newsom to review Tory Lanez's case and issue a pardon, and she tagged him directly on Twitter. She didn't stop there, bruh. She continued. Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successive habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have a seated panel. They have seated a panel. Oral arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raised major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, Sixth Amendment, 14th Amendment. These issues demand urgent review. Oh, she riding for Tory Lanez, bro.
Yeah, no, she is riding for Tory. Yo, Tory, you better sign her or something. I don't know, my nigga, but she more loyal than the niggas on YSL.
Own goodwill. Now, I do know that Republicans, I guess, have had some type of motivation or a particular interest in Tory Lanez's particular case, because it's a means to go at Gascon. But nonetheless, though, this is still very good for Tory Lanez, and it's not good for Megan Thee Stallion, bro. If a politician, now mind you, she got allies too.
Oh, definitely.
So she's pulling resources with allies she knows.
Oh, for sure.
So once you about to start having 10, 15, 20 congresswomen and men standing together banning for Tory Lanez, come on, bro. Oh, come on, son. Yo, I don't know how Tory Lanez did this, bro. I don't know if the bag is talking. He threw a couple M's, bro, but this right here is brilliant by Tory Lanez. Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion is panicking, I don't think, not only at the prospects of Tory Lanez being released, but I think Megan is panicking because Megan knows, man, once that congresswoman gets to digging, once the rocks get overturned, bro, they're going to see a lot of things that are going to get a lot of people in trouble. One thing in particular is this Tory Lanez being stabbed, is this mystery surrounding him being stabbed. I'm not saying Megan Thee Stallion is involved. I wasn't there. I don't even know why Tory Lanez was stabbed, allegedly, all right, or the real story. But Tory Lanez and his team think so. They alluded to it. They said, you know, the conspiracy that Megan and them may be involved isn't just a conspiracy. They did everything to put the blame on Megan, but just outright say she did it. They led everybody to the water, but they ain't give us the water. They let us drink it ourselves. Here, Tory Lanez and his team break down the mystery surrounding Tory Lanez being stabbed.
Your productivity stack is actually slowing you down. Every new app adds more drag. So here's how I cut the noise.
Innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The timing of these events raised disturbing questions to me, and I think they all should to you as well. After over 2 years in prison, without incident, Tory was stabbed 14 times just days after a major national news outlet reached out to Megan Pete's team, Kelsey Harris, and former DA George Gascon about a story on new evidence in this case.
That is crazy time.
You don't have to believe in conspiracies to see the pattern. When evidence was about to come to light, Tory was nearly killed. So let's stop pretending this is complicated. Let's stop treating this like some cultural war flashpoint. This is about a man, a father, a son, Daystar Peterson, who has sat in a prison cell for over a year based on a case that wouldn't pass the smell test in any honest courtroom. The prison system can no longer guarantee his safety. And that alone should be grounds for immediate action.
Guys, just simply put, if the law requires you to be guilty beyond reasonable doubt, then he shouldn't be in jail. I mean, there's so many things. Well, number one, all of them were drunk. That's number one. Number two, Tory's DNA couldn't be found on the gun. It was a mix of a bunch of DNA, so they couldn't come to a definitive conclusion that it was Tory that held the gun or that he was the only person that held the gun. They couldn't even figure out if he was the person that really shot the gun. So if we're going off the US laws, which is you have to be guilty beyond reasonable doubt, why is he in jail? And even if you believe that he's in jail, well, even if you believe that he should be in jail, why 10 years though? 10 years is crazy, bro. You got shot in the foot. Actually, she didn't even get shot in the foot. She got like a ricochet. So like the bullet, from what I think, from what I remember at least, from what I saw. So the bullet hit the ground and then like it ricocheted and then which still counts as being shot at. But why 10 years is crazy, bro. On the foot is crazy work. But anyway.
Combine that with the overwhelming
and that's
evidence
if
of
he
a
did
botched
it, which
investigation,
then
and
even
this
then
becomes
he
not
shouldn't
just
be
a
in jail.
legal
But
issue, but a morale emergency. Tory Lanez deserves a new trial. He deserves due process. He deserves a pardon. And
when they say Megan's team, they're talking about Rock Nation, more specifically Desiree Perez.
Shout out Jay-Z.
That's who work with Megan Thee Stallion directly. Desiree Perez have some ties that really terrifies the industry, which is why she literally runs the industry. Desiree Perez has the power to call up companies and literally tell them, hey, bro, you paying this person $1 million for an endorsement deal, but give them $2 million. I don't want to hear no negotiation. Bye. And she's not even a part of the deal, bro. And these companies will do it. You know why they'll do it, bro? Because nobody wants to get on Desiree Perez's good side. Desiree Perez literally took down an entire cartel.
I think he means
Desiree
bad
Perez still have ties to cartels. Desiree Perez is bullying the industry. All right. So when we see situations like this where they say, this is interesting, all right, we told Megan Thee Stallion team, Desiree Perez and them, that Tory Lanez got new evidence coming out. And within a day of us telling them, he was stabbed. Like, what's going on here, bro? And he was stabbed by a Mexican that he has no issue with, never had a run-in with. This is strange.
This is strange.
And I do believe that when a congresswoman gets involved and things start to get overturned, they're going to get to the bottom of this. They're going to find out if Megan's team was responsible for Tory Lanez being stabbed.
That's a crazy conspiracy
theory.
This
is crazy, yo. The turn of events is getting crazier, man. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Y'all think?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Flakko. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like on this video. Do you guys think Tory did it? Do you guys think he deserves to be in jail? Yeah. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and I can only do that with all of you guys supporting. And yeah, check out this video that's popping up right now. And I'll see you guys soon, baby. I don't know. I'm out. Peace.